Hi, I'm Aaron Lee. I'm the Chief Technology Officer at DriveDev. DriveDev delivers DevOps as a service for large enterprises and for startups. So we were asked by a very large gaming customer to help them prepare for an event that was going to require scaling an application that they had already created and deployed more than 10 times any demand that it had seen previously. They were hosted in Amazon, they were running on RDS, and that was the point at which we began our investigation for a great technology solution. So the problems that we set out to solve included creating visibility about performance for the customer, for their developers, for solving scalability problems that had already been observed in the environment, and in addition for creating the ability to project the required amount of resources over a longer period of time so that we could address the strategic initiative that we'd actually been asked to support. And in order to solve those problems, we knew that we needed to provide analytics, we knew that we needed to rationalize the way that database connections were used and that caching was applied, and we knew that we would have to optimize queries based on the data we were producing. We did. We looked at a variety of alternatives. I think it's fair to say that we looked at everything that was in the market at the time. And I think what leapt out at us about ScaleArc is the fact that it was the full package of requirements that we had. So they were able to address the visibility that we needed, they were able to provide the caching and performance, and they were able to provide the load balancing and availability services that have become core to managing the availability of that entire system. And those things taken together took a big load off of our engineering team because it meant that we didn't have to solve them all at the application level, which is traditionally what would have had to happen. So this is a fairly straightforward RDS environment. As I mentioned, there were multiple clusters of machines, independent schemas that needed to be managed. So we came up with a configuration that allowed IDB to manage all of those clusters under just a couple of touch points. We were able to deploy those IDB nodes, and as a consequence, the application in a regionally redundant way across multiple availability zones. And we were able to create maintenance procedures that allowed us to keep all of that running and to keep an eye on and tabs on all of it sort of as we went. The result of that was that even as Amazon went through some of its much publicized sort of issues over the last 6 months, our application did not. We were very resilient to that. We were also able to deliver the service level agreement, performance that we'd promised and that we'd intended to deliver during those periods. So it really made us both more resilient as well as more performant. I think the results of the implementation really are impressive, both on the development and on the production side. On the development side, it's really resulted in greater efficiency and a better use of database resources, better use of DBA resources because of the visibility that the analytics give us. On the production side, we were able to realize our multiple business goals. We have better availability, we have much better performance, and perhaps most importantly, we have tremendous flexibility. We were just able to scale down our database environments for some machines that weren't so heavily used. That's saving us money, and we retain that flexibility because of the overall configuration control that IDB gives us. They're really tremendous. I mean, it's on some level, I wish I'd given the same interview for all of our other partners because then you could compare my response. I can tell you that ScaleArc provided better service than any product company that I've dealt with in the last several years. I'm really tremendously impressed, and I consider them, a first-rate partner. They were there with us every day, every night, making it work, and that's really, I think, at the end of the day, the measure of a company like this. These are the people you want to be working with.